Can you remember the greatest commandment which Jesus gave us? Love and loyalty go in hand. Love without loyalty is like a house without windows or a car without tires. So, genuine love is not possible without loyalty. In love, you need to have a sense of loyalty in order to have a successful relationship. God Yahweh also greatly loved Israel and He expected their loyalty in return. Lord wanted man to love Him with an undivided heart. Israelites declared that they love God with all their heart, soul and might. For this, they had a special prayer called Shema. It was the foremost prayer of Israelites. In every household, it was recited by the father of the family with the entire household. In Hebrew, Shema means listen. This prayer helped a family to keep their loyalty with God in their covenantal love. Today, in the Holy Gospel, Jesus is confronted with the question of which is the greatest commandment. At that time, the rabbis had elaborated 10 commandments into 617 precepts, 248 commandments, and 365 prohibitions. On being questioned which was the greatest commandment of all, Jesus, without any hesitation, pronounced the commandment of love of God as the first, and added to that the commandment of love towards neighbor. In fact, love of neighbor is inseparable from the love of God. Here, Jesus is taking one of the laws of Moses in Deuteronomy and one of the laws of Moses from Leviticus, and He puts them together in order to form the greatest commandment of love. Jesus declared, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind and with all your strength." And after this comes a second commandment, "You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Jesus summarized all the 10 commandments into these two statements. He asked us to love God wholeheartedly and then to love our neighbor as ourselves. Jesus properly showed us how to love God and our neighbors by His sacrificial death on the cross. The cross, as Jesus' sign of love, has two beams. One beam is vertical and the other beam is horizontal. Vertical beam represents the vertical aspect of love, our love towards our God. The horizontal beam tells us the horizontal aspect of love, our love towards our neighbor. Therefore, our love is not complete if we love only God without loving our neighbors. St. John explains this clearly in his first letter. Whoever does not love his brother, whom he has seen, cannot love God, whom he has not seen. Moses tells us in the first reading that one who fears and keeps the commandments will have his life assured. The prosperity and longevity of life comes from the love of God. Then, in the same reading, we find the prayer Shema. To show loyalty and love towards God with whole heart, soul and might. To love God, we should listen to His voice. And His voice comes to us through the 10 commandments. The 10 commandments means love of God and love of neighbor. In our society, there are a lot of people who are regular for their church activities. But there is a serious question whether it is real loyalty towards God or just a show off of their religiosity. One can be regular for all the masses, novenas and daily prayers, but if he or she does not fulfill his or her duties towards the family members and neighbors, can we call it the love of God? There are also some who are active in parish associations and engaged in all the functions of the church, but most of them have closed their eyes to the plight of the needy and poor. Therefore, by being a functional Christian, we cannot follow Jesus. We need to dedicate our time, energy, and resources for those who are in need. They are our real neighbors. Therefore, first, let us show our loyalty towards God, and then let us take that love of God towards the world by loving our brothers and sisters who are in need.